In a Texas courtroom packed with angry families, tears, and frustration, one woman stood silently at the center of it all. Her name is Elena Sanchez-Moreno, the owner of Angelic Monuments, a business that promised grieving families the one thing they wanted most, a headstone to honor their loved one. But instead, what they got were excuses, lies, and in some cases, 6 years of waiting. This is the shocking story of a cemetery scam, a judge running out of patience, and dozens of families demanding justice. Scene 1. The promises she never kept, 035 to 140. For years, Elena took money from families who were grieving, broken, and vulnerable. She told them, "The headstone is being carved. The granite is delayed. Just give me 1 more month." But there were no delays. There was no granite. And worst of all, there were no headstones. Families paid thousands. $5,000, $8,000, even $10,000. They trusted her to honor their loved ones. Instead, they ended up visiting graves with nothing but dirt and grass. One woman said, "My husband has been dead 6 years, and I'm still waiting for his monument." Another cried as she stood near her daughter's grave. It hurts to visit her, and she has no headstone. Their stories began to spread, and soon police started listening. Scene 2, the arrest and the lies, 140 to 250. San Antonio police heard dozens of families report the exact same scam, so they launched an investigation. Finally, after months, they arrested Elena Moreno, and when the cameras caught her during her arrest, she denied everything. Reporters asked, "Why did you steal from these families?" Her response, I didn't steal anything." But the evidence said otherwise. Receipts, contracts, cash checks, unanswered calls, and not a single headstone delivered. Police confirmed, if the total money stolen exceeded $30,000, Elena would face felony charges, possibly even upgraded to a higher degree, and eventually, the total climbed over $50,000. Scene 3. Courtroom showdown, 250 to 405. The courtroom was full. Every seat, every aisle. Families flew in from out of state just to be there. When Elena walked in, the room fell silent. Judge Stephanie Boyd asked the standard questions. Did you review the court admonishments? Do you understand the charges? Has anyone threatened you? Are you pleading guilty? One by one, Elena answered softly. Yes, Your Honor. Yes. No. Yes. And then came the moment. The judge asked for her plea. Guilty. There was no plea bargain, no deal, no promises. The judge alone would decide her fate, but only after restitution. Scene 4, the money missing, 405 to 520. Here's where everything became chaotic. The judge revealed Elena owed nearly $50,000 to 16 families. Her attorney claimed she had paid about 70%, around $36,000. But the remaining balance, $12,094.78, still hung over everything like a shadow. Judge Boyd asked, "When will you pay the remaining amount?" Elena replied, 3 months. But the victims weren't buying it. They had heard her promises before. For some families, she had promised headstones for years and delivered nothing. One victim said, "I've been waiting 6 years. I feel re-victimized." Another said she knew what she was doing. She did it every year, again and again. For many families, what they wanted wasn't just their money. They wanted justice. Scene 5, the shocking twist. 520 to 625. Back in October, Judge Boyd told Elena, "If you don't pay by December, you will be sentenced." So at this hearing, families expected closure. Many flew from other states. They took off work. They prepared emotionally. But then everything changed. Because Elena came up with most of the money, the judge gave her until April 6th to produce the final $12,000. The courtroom erupted in frustration. Victims said, "We were told she would be sentenced today. I flew from North Carolina for this. How many chances does she get?" For the families, Justice was delayed. Again. Scene 6. The victims speak out. 6:25 to 7:30. The families didn't leave quietly. They stood outside the courthouse, crying, angry, exhausted. One woman said, "It's not about the money. It's the pain, the disrespect, the lies." Another, "She stole from the dead. That tells you everything." Many said they now felt like a family, connected through grief and betrayal. They vowed to show up again in April, and this time they want jail time. Scene 7. What comes next? 7:30 to 8:30. The judge made one thing clear. Before Elena is sentenced, every cent must be paid back. No excuses, no delays, no promises. If she fails to bring the $12,094.78 by April 16th, she could face up to 10 years in prison, plus fines and a permanent felony record. If she pays in full, her attorney plans to ask for probation. But for many families, probation is not justice. Ending. 8:30 to 9 o'clock. A woman stole from grieving family for years. She promised dignity, but delivered heartbreak. And now, her fate rests on one final payment. On April 68th, this story reaches its final chapter. Will she walk out free, or finally face the consequences? We'll be watching.